One of the best ways to get to know a community is to get out of the car, go for a walk, and take a train ride, especially if you're accompanied by locals that fill you in on the stories, people, and places that make it what it is. In this episode of Soul of the City, we visit the South LA communities of Compton and Watts. In the past few decades, the area has played a huge part in the pop culture lexicon worldwide, from major motion pictures to Kendrick Lamar ascending into his place as the currently most influential rapper in the world. Our team set out to find out about what it takes to leverage the talent and potential found within the community and what some of the barriers are as told through the experience of our guides, Carolyn, Kiana, and Iway of the Females Project, a program working to empower Black women in sex, health, and relationships. We thought it would make a great use case for our work with virtual reality given their role as community leaders. And so when Carolyn invited us to attend an event where Kendrick Lamar would get the key to the city of Compton, we jumped at the opportunity.
And where are we?
We're at the Compton Courthouse. Here's the public library.
Public Library, Compton Courthouse. And what's going on today?
We are here to
beautiful.
see Kendrick Lamar get the keys to the city of Compton.
That's awesome. Beautiful.
As somebody that's first generation hip hop, this is amazing.
Right?
30 years ago, this would have been impossible, even in the city of Compton. Kendrick Lamar went to the White House. Like
Right.
Barack said, fly him out here. Let me see what he's talking about.
Right?
This is amazing.
Kendrick addressed his community with a message centered on what it took to get to where he is and his commitment to continue advocating for Compton. Only a day later, he delivered on this promise by making a powerful statement for social justice to a global audience at the Grammys.
Looking around as a kid, I was just fascinated, and knowing the fact that it don't stop right here, right now, being 5 years old, 5, 6 years old. I knew for a fact that I could be anything I wanted to be. Simple as that. And coming back here today and seeing these kids out here, we share the same similar stories. And having this key to the city, it's not just a representation or a glorification that I have Compton. This is a representation of all of us. This is a representation of us opening more programs for these kids, opening more job opportunities. That's how I'm looking at it from my own background. And with that being said, as long as I'm doing music, as long as I'm using my platform for something, I'm gonna always, since day one, scream Compton and make sure I come back to this community and do right by it. Because I always done right by me. Through all the pain shit and hardship, losing family members, losing homeboys, for some reason we always still love Compton because we have faith. So before I even wrote We Gon' Be Alright, that's what we singing since day one. I appreciate everyone out here, and please believe me, it will not stop. This is just the spark of everything. I love y'all.
On our way back from Compton, we had a conversation with Carolyn about what it takes to overcome adversity based on her experiences as a community health worker in South Los Angeles.
I mean, it was interesting because, Kendrick mentioned that, when he was young, it sounded like he had a family.
That's the thing. That was my biggest takeaway from everything he said, because from little boy, he had the consciousness that he could be whoever he wanted to be. That speaks to your upbringing.
Yeah.
That speaks to the messages that you're getting in your family.
Yeah.
And I know he comes from a really, really large family. Both his parents, I think, have at least 10 brothers and sisters. So I think that really, really speaks to that. Because I think, in terms of writing your own story and how you said fact versus possibility, if you don't know that possibility exists, if you don't know that you have a choice, if nobody's giving you that message, baby, you can be better than that.
Right.
I'm fortunate I'm a village child.
Right.
Really strong Black women have raised me.
Is it ever too, when I say is it ever too late, we're talking about people writing their own story, right? But
I think it's too late when you die. What's worth fighting for, what's not worth fighting for.
Right.
I think females is worth fighting for. I think Black women are worth fighting for. I think our health is worth fighting for.
Yeah, because if you
I think us writing our own stories is worth fighting for.
Right. Yeah, because if you don't get that when you're young, you got to get it.
You got to, and find it.
Find it.
Find it.
So would you say, Carolyn, then that there's like a generation that did not have that didn't have the family, the community to help them?
My answer, I want to be on camera.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. Because I share only some of this.
Yeah.
Crack cocaine. Whole generation of kids. All them kids born in the 80s, from the mid 80s to the early 90s, we were all on cocaine. That generation are adults now. The grandmamas was too tired. Okay, sometimes the grandmother was smoking. That whole we owe those young women. You know, you look at these girls, you want to judge these girls. I was in a crack house with my mother, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Maybe I got sold to the dope man because I remember that happening too. And these kids are grown now.
Yeah.
These kids are grown. And we owe them.
Yeah.
I owe them. Oh, baby, I might have smoked with your mother when she was pregnant with you. Do you know what I mean? Like
Real, like very
it gets that real to me.
relevant. Yeah, this wasn't like a job.
And they're adults now.
Yeah.
They're adults.
No.
And we are. Yes, you make your own choices. Yes, you're accountable, but so are we. Because
Wow.
they got the shit end of the stick.
Damn.
They got it. They got it.
Our next stop was the famous Watts Coffee House, which was born out of the Watts riots and continues to serve as the integral part of the cultural fabric today.
Oh wow, that's a party right there.
That's what this place is about. This wasn't designed for somebody to get rich. It was designed to be a place where people can come here and sit and do just what we're doing.
And meet
Being
up.
happy, being together.
And it's so crazy.
Well, I've been open here since 97. But I didn't create the Watts Coffee House. The Watts Coffee House is across the street before the 65 uprising. So what's happening Coffee House. So I'm just here keeping something alive that was already. I didn't create
have
it.
to.
I didn't create
Right?
it. Just bringing it back.
That's right.
Keeping it
it,
alive.
you know me, keeping it going. I'm bringing it back.
And hope in the future as well. You know what I mean? Hopefully that like younger folks are coming in here and seeing from your example and understanding the history and keeping it going. You know?
Just showing, you know, what it's like to live in the world and get along with people and love each other.
Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Being happy to be alive. Now, like, all this good fellowship.
Right?
You missed him dancing earlier.
And the crazy part about it is, it's such a small circle that some of us went to Fremont and Jordan and Jefferson.
Right.
And guess what? I talked to a girl. She knew somebody that knew my people, who knew my other people, who knew our other people, and we all found out we already knew each other. It's like we know everybody. We
Get
know
together and
everybody.
get along.
Yeah, and when
Got
people
to.
don't communicate, when they're afraid of each other, when they can't sit next to a stranger, that's when you so much.
This ain't that kind of play. You
Ain't
walk
that
through
kind of
those doors, you need to be able to get along with everybody.
No, we can't. But where are we going?
After a meal
I'm
and
not-
some
I'm
good
following you.
conversation,
What?
we took a walk to the famous Watts Towers for some final thoughts with our friends from the Females Project to reflect on the day and gain some perspective on how the theme of community plays out every day in their work.
A lot of times, I mean, because like I'm a facilitator, but I'm also a participant. I'm also participating with you. I'm not your teacher, and I always tell them that. I'm not your teacher. I'm another black woman, and we have a lot of shared experiences. I've been fortunate where, you know, I might have some newer information to give you, but like that's all. But facilitating and being a part of the group at the same time can be tricky because sometimes it gets really emotional.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where females really like the intervention. We really stress the circle of safety. And this being Vegas, we all in Vegas for the next few days. Okay, and you know, I've watched women like say incredible things. And then watching the support of women they just met. Like one of the things that we say to affirm each other, and what we say is ashe. You know, and like somebody will say, ashe, yes.
And what is ashe?
And just ashe means so be it. It's an affirmative. It's almost like when you're in church and somebody says something, you say, amen. That part. And so we encourage the women to affirm each other's comments like that. And just watching a woman come up out of her womb space with some shit that's just incredible. You know, and the other women who have just met her, rub her back while she's talking and just say, Ashe, Ashe, like that. That. I got chilled. That. You know, building that sense of community, empowerment.
After spending time hearing Kendrick Lamar's unwavering commitment to social change, discussing fellowship with Desiree at the Watts Coffee House, and talking with Carolyn about responsibility between generations, we can confidently say that we're optimistic about the future of South LA as long as individuals like those we had a chance to spend the day with are continually empowered to make an impact.